Hello and welcome to the Honest Dialogue series. I believe this is episode number 2, and I really want to talk about something that I have been working with for myself and also just experiencing a lot recently. And yeah, it's been quite a big thing that's been taking up a lot of space in my mind, because I think it is one of the most important things we need to do when we meet other people, and that is just to show gratefulness. And I mean that by just saying our simple pleases and thank yous, the things that our great grandma and our grandma and that sort of older generation tried to instill, not sure which one, into us when we were younger. Because you know, when I was a little child, I never understood it. You know, I refused to say it just because I was being a rebellious little child. But now I'm in the service of others. You know, when you're a child, people sort of serve you and look after your needs. But now I'm an older person. I am now in the service of other people. And currently my work is working with people with developmental disabilities. I am constantly doing things for other people all day, every day, from 6:30 in the morning to 10 o'clock at night. And yeah, I don't get a lot of time to meet my own needs. So yeah, it's a constant service of others, and the people with the disabilities are so grateful, and they really show it. I mean, they show it in different forms because they all have different ways of sharing it, but they really do try and show that to you, that they are grateful that you're there supporting them. Whereas the other co-workers, the other people like myself, we have just become very bad at sharing that with one another. And you know, when I was working in the hospitality industry, I remember this, you know, so clearly. There is such a different way that different customers approach you. You know, usually when you're on the floor, you're working as a waitress, you are stressed, you probably have many things on your mind, you're trying to take care of many different groups of people who are throughout the restaurant in your section. And you know, when someone says, you know, when you get the time, could you please bring us the bill, or do you mind bringing us the bill, you receive that very different to someone going, check please, or you know, something like that, or saying like, can you bring us the bill? Whereas, you know, when you have the time, do you mind bringing us the bill, or could you please bring us the bill? It is so different because they are recognizing, one, that you seem to be very busy, you're looking after more than just them, and it completely changes my relationship. I used to just, you know, if someone went check please, I would ignore that person. I wouldn't ignore them, but I wouldn't go out of my way to try and get their bill to them. But if someone said it in the other way, I would have gone, you know, tried to put it to the top of my priority list to try and do that for someone. So that completely changes the relationship. And also, like, you know, if you then bring the bill to someone and they go, oh, thank you very much, you can go, you're welcome, you know, is there anything else I can get you? And you can have that dialogue. Whereas if you give the person the bill and they don't say anything, or they go, you know, they just sort of acknowledge, they look at you and they acknowledge you, but they don't say anything like that, you know, it's harder to want to give more to that person. I mean, you can be that person who, you know, goes, can I get you anything else as well? But you're less willing or less likely to offer more. You know, one of the things I always try is especially when I'm on long haul flights and I'm up on an airplane, I try my best to be as nice and as kind as possible to their air hostess and whoever it is who's serving at that time, because they are stuck up on that plane with you, and most of the other people that they're dealing with are going to be in grumpy moods, they're in a tight space, the food isn't always that good, and usually people people don't travel well, I find. So most of the other people on the plane are going to be very rude or just not so nice and not so understanding of the flight attendants and the people serving. Whereas if you take that little extra effort, you take that little extra time to say, you know, could you please do that, or would you mind helping me with this, or if it's not too much trouble, could you help me out with that, you know, it completely changes the way that person receives your asking of something. And you know, if you then say thank you when someone does something for you, it allows that person to say you're welcome. And as soon as that person gets to say, you know, if I get to say you're welcome to someone after they've thanked me, it then gives me this space to want to do more for that person. And I think it is so important that we really actively try to do this, and don't just go around saying please and thank you just because that's what you think you should do. Really try and find a connection to how important it is and how it does change your relationship relationship to people. Go out to restaurants. I mean, sometimes you'll meet someone who's just in a crappy mood, but go out and really actively try and do that and see how it changes your relationship to your server and the way that things are then done and how quickly things are done for you. Because if you're in a crappy mood and you just act that way to someone else, you're going to put that other person in the crappy mood, and they're less likely to want to help you out and do extra things for you. And you know, I totally recognize that so much from working in hospitality. Anyone out there who has worked in hospitality, worked in restaurants, you will definitely know what I mean. And yeah, if a customer is like that to me and they say please and they say thank you and they're really like that, it can change my night. I'm stressed, I'm working my butt off, I have 1,000 things on my mind, but if someone does that for me, it completely can give me some sense of relief. Whereas if someone, you know, demands something of me in a way that doesn't say like, when you have time, if they don't recognize that, it puts me into another level of stress. So I just think it is so important, and I'm definitely trying to practice a lot with what I do, you know, with the work that I am doing and with the other people that I work with, because as soon as I'm thanked for something, I feel recognized for what I have done, and I feel more willing to give more because someone has recognized the fact that I have done this for someone. Out of myself, I have done this extra task, or I have tried to do it more, and you know, I'm more willing to do it really well as well. If someone says, you know, if it's not too much trouble, do you mind doing this for me, I'm going to really work hard to make sure that task is accomplished, and accomplished in a really nice way. If someone says, can you go to the laundry, I'll do it, but maybe I won't fold it afterwards. You know, I won't go that extra little bit. But if someone puts those pleases in there and then at the end they thank me, I will do another thing for you. So I just think it is so important, and I really want to open up a discussion about this because this is something that I've been working with myself, and I just want to know, what are other people's experiences of it, and how do you think it really affects your day-to-day relationship to other people and when you meet other people, and how it feels receiving it and how it feels giving it as well. Because I know when I'm more grateful, I become happier, and when other people reflect it back to me, it also makes me even more happier. So I don't think you can go wrong with it, but I would love to know other people's thoughts and ideas. So anyway, that's long enough of a video. Thank you so much for watching, and yeah, I hope you're having an excellent day, and thank you so much for watching this video. I will see you next time. Bye!